Well, one thing is for sure, guys. Clubs really want to win the Club World Cup. And probably not because the trophy looks ruddy wicked. I think it looks really cool, actually. But of course, there's a lot of money available for you. And although maybe the stadiums aren't necessarily full just yet, and people are still working out the tournament, of course, there's still that element of brand exposure. You know, certain clubs like Man City, of course, really successful of late in the Premier League, but they'll be looking to develop and cultivate a bigger world, global following brand. And so clubs want to do well, and that is, we've had 3 games so far, a 0-0. It's just Messi and Suarez weren't able to score. I didn't watch that game; it was in the middle of the night. We had Bayern Munich playing Auckland City. I'm going to speak about that in just a moment, and of course, the champions of Europe, PSG, playing Atletico Madrid. Now, the 3 heavy hitters that perhaps we watched the most, let's say Bayern Munich, PSG, and Atletico Madrid, taking it very seriously. And that is, you can see that in their lineups, the teams they're going with. They're going at really high intensity, and they want to win. So I'm so compelled to see how this turns out and how the level of football we're seeing. But we're seeing, I'm gonna open this video and talk about Bayern Munich versus Auckland City quite a lot, because they won 10-0. And I want to get into that. Guys, welcome back to Football Yannick. How you all doing? Good, I hope, man. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, why not consider subscribing? You might like my commentary on football. Actually, time of recording, Sunday evening, I am on 17,991 subscribers. That is right. 9 single digits, 9 subscribers away from 18,000. And of course, the road to 20,000 subscribers for this summer, hopefully. Why not? 2,000 to go. Really, really appreciative for your support, man. So thank you for liking the video and subscribing. Right, let's talk about this using SofaScore for reference point. This can be described as the X-rated Bavarian murders of the Auckland City farmhands. Now, Auckland City, I believe they're like 4,600th rank FIFA ranking. Yes, 4,600th, roughly. That is freaking mental, mate. They're all amateurs. They've all got actual jobs. Some of them have got 2 jobs. One of the starters had to use his entire year's annual leave so he could go to the Club World Cup. And they're playing Bayern Munich. And of course, they lost 10-0. Now look, I'm trying to work out. Obviously, let's just quickly talk. I mean, it's almost like to a degree it's irrelevant. But this is just showing you how seriously Vincent company side are taking it. Look at this momentum meter. Look at this tiny little dot here. That's when they had 1 shot. I think it was off target, possibly on target. We could look at the stats. Elise getting a perfect 10 on SofaScore, but he was quite literally up against farmers. If you, no disrespect, I'm joking when I say that. I thought the goalkeeper actually handled himself not awfully. Right. Okay. Yeah, so look, this is how seriously Bayern are taking it. Well, a word for Kane in a moment as well. My giddy aunt, we need to talk about that. No, look, Jonathan Tah, new signing. Bowie, must admit, I didn't know who this player is, but he had a good game. I mean, this is very, very strong. This is a very strong Bayern Munich team, guys. Very, very strong. I mean, look, Jamal Musiala came off the bench to score a hat-trick, and, Serge Gnabry coming on. All the big hitters played. Leroy Sané, I don't know why he's there. I thought he was going to Galatasaray. Why is he listed here? This might be an error. Yeah, they absolutely went mental. 10 goals, just in case you missed it. I'm literally going to have to go through the timeline because I don't fit here. Right, here we go. Coman scored. Bowie scored. Elise scored. Coman scored again. And in additional time, Müller scored and Elise scored his second. Elise got 2 assists and 2 goals in the first half. That's 4 goal involvements. That won him player of the match for both on the Surf here, but indeed the broadcast as well. Coman got taken off and he's never scored a career hat-trick, the commentary team said. Fact check it if you don't believe. But that's kind of sad to take him off when he will never get a better chance to score a hat-trick. To the credit of Auckland City FC, are they called Auckland City? Yeah, Auckland City FC. They did hold off until the 67th minute in the second half when Musiala scores. When did he come on, Musiala? Was it half-time? No, he came on in the 61st minute. And, yeah, bro. He scored a hat-trick in 61... 84, yeah, in like 20 minutes he scored a hat-trick since coming off the bench. Yeah, and Muller's got another goal, which was nice because these are the final moments of him. Right, firstly, before we talk about whether this is good or bad, Harry Kane, how is Harold Kane, England's captain, Bayern Munich's relentless goal scorer, dropping a 6.8, which would only just put him as the highest rated player? Because there's a 6.7 for Auckland. He, as the ruthless, efficient productivity forward as he is, he always wants to score. He always wants to, he loves an assist, but he always wants to go. A 10-goal game, as in your team scores 10 goals, which means there is 20 goal involvements available for you, and you are Harry Kane, and you get absolutely none. Yeah? You just have one shot on target, and that's it, one shot. 13 touches, only 6 passes. Like, this is how do you drop a stinker against the 4,600th ranked team in the world, and you're playing for Bayern Munich? That is wild. Obviously, he scored for England recently. I mean, England have been awful. I am hoping that Kane sorts his sugar out for England. And, well, for Bayern, he does what he wants. But Liam Delap is the future for England. So he'll be fuming. So let's talk about Auckland City quickly. For reference, bro, they're not professionals. They're not professionals. And I'm trying to think if this is a good thing or not. I kind of land on it being a good thing, because obviously it's farcical in terms of competition, but you do get it in cups where very low ranked teams in the FA Cup will come up against a big team, but not necessarily like this. Obviously, the footballing landscape globally, it's weighted differently. So obviously from Auckland, this is going to be closer to the scenario. But they are guys like, but this is I kind of land on it being a good thing, because these are guys that are like dentists and freaking, I don't know, sparkies and plumbers and whatever, and they play football with their mates as amateur, and then they get to go to America to play Bayern Munich. Like, that is, in isolation, that's bloody wicked. Like, right? Even if they get touched up, they'll look at that game and they'll look like, oh, we kept him out for that 20 minutes, or we're in that break where the shot. All they needed really was to score a goal, and it would have been like worth it in terms of sporting experience. But just going there and like, telling your grandkids, yeah, we went to the Club World Cup, flew out there, played against Bayern Munich. We lost heavily, but we went there, man. We did it. I swapped my shirts with I'm sure those people went to Harry Kane, even though he dropped a stinker. So I think someone literally stood next to Müller at full time, so you can have a chat. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you would. Of course you freaking would. Yeah? Like, my local team, who are like Conference League, are like way higher, must be way higher ranked than these guys, because they also have some professional players playing for them. Do you know what I mean? No, we're in the Conference South now. So anyway, yeah, man. Like, I'm trying to think, because it's so unique and it's kind of cool. And, but Bayern obviously going to have much bigger tests. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's kind of fun and a novelty. And, just because they beat Auckland 10-0 isn't, they're going to have to earn winning this competition elsewhere. Speaking of potential winners, current champions of Europe, Paris Saint-Germain beat Atletico de Madrid 4-0. Now this is a little bit more of a glamour tie. They did have a few little moments here on the break, but look at this dominance. And guys, again, just to show you, these teams are taking it seriously. Now, you will be seeing an omission here, and that's probably, you'll notice, is the Ballon d'Or favourite in Ousmane Dembele. But he wasn't in the squad, so I'm guessing there's a reason for his absence. But look at the team. It's the first choice team otherwise. In his absence, you could say Bradley Barcola might play in the front three, and Doué plays down the middle, but looks like Barcola's not in the 11 either. So whoever's available, the strongest team available, played. Look, it's the magical midfield of Vitinha, Ruiz, and Neves. It was Kravac, Skelia. A couple of assists again. It's Désiré Doué, desired, gifted on the right wing, Marquinhos, the first choice back four for the first choice goalkeeper. They're taking it seriously. Similarly, Atletico de Madrid, who got slapped, and ironically, the guy with the French name. Well, they go for French names, Lenglet and Normand, but Lenglet, Clément Lenglet, because I'm thinking Lenglet like the English L apostrophe Anglais. Anyway, I'm rambling in French there. Yeah, because they did go for it. They took it very seriously. Simeone you could tell was taking it very seriously, because again, they want to win the money. They want the money, man. Wonderful goals, yeah. All goals. I must say, I missed the very, very late penalty. I switched from before the Kangley penalty converted in the 97th minute. So, missed that. Although there was a penalty. Penalty. Sorry, the penalty was awarded in the 95th. Lee converted it in the 97th minute. But yeah, some great goals, I must say. In the first half, both midfielders, Vitinha and Ruiz, banging lovely goals. Superb indeed. Mayulu off the bench scoring. Kangley scoring the penalty off the bench. I mean, they are very good. Clement Lenglet getting a second yellow. Was it for arguing dissent? It says argument here. Dissent. Imagine getting a second yellow for arguing. Well, again, these teams are taking it seriously, just for context as well. Let's just see how dominant PSG are. And look, Atletico Madrid, they better hope they beat both Botafogo and Seattle to get through the group. But they'll have to sort themselves out. Big chances, 4 from PSG. They did get 1 from Atletico Madrid. 16 shots to 5. 6 goalkeeper saves from Oblak to the 1 from Gigi Donnarumma. Also worth mentioning, there was a blatant Nuno Mendes handball that wasn't picked up on. And they had a goal rightly disallowed because Doué was fouled. But they had these moments. And Donnarumma looked bad on the goal that was cancelled. Teams are taking it very, very seriously. And you will get high-profile glamour ties like this. It'll be very interesting to see teams like... I'm not going to watch Palmeiras versus Porto. But that's on tonight. It'll be very, very interesting to see some of these. I'm just having a look if Esteban Willian starting behind Victor Roque. High profile games. Samu Amoridin, all these Chelsea linked or related players. So teams want to win. Teams are going to watch. It's going to heat up, I think, later on in terms of knockout rounds. And it is a cool looking trophy. We'll see if the stadiums fill up a little bit more. But the teams are taking it very seriously. Like the way the managers are talking, the way they're operating, it is being taken very, very seriously. And I feel like the novelty of the 10-0 against the Auckland Farmers, I'm playfully bantering them. Obviously, it's an amazing experience for them. But I think even though it's a novelty, I do think it's a nice thing. Provided it's like a fleeting quirk. But I may be wrong. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining me, liking and subscribing. Daily content here. At least one video every day. Sometimes multiple. And yeah, we're on the road to, well, hopefully by tomorrow, 18,000. And then road to 20,000, which is magnificent. So thank you so much for that. Enjoy the football. See you soon. Peace.